Want to get it done and dusted with just their aiming prowess. Team Spirit heading straight towards the B bomb site, although they might reroute towards Cheetah. Now, there are two players on the receiving end, 1-for-1 trade. KalubeR's good for one, and dupreeh's trying to tuck himself away, and he gets away with two. What a way to start it off, and they're thanking their lucky stars that they opted for Kevlar on dupreeh.
You really need to be careful of dupreeh when it comes to the pistol rounds, but Chopper's able to bring his team back into the fight. dupreeh still holds his ground. It's a 4K for dupreeh. You saw the lack of utility due to the fact that the early smokes have come out, but dupreeh, he's in direct competition with the three players from Team Spirit. MP9 at this distance can be deadly, and it is again. dupreeh up against two rifles, maybe a third. It might not be his third kill, but it's
on the back, so gonna be extra careful about it. Okay, that's a bomb plant. SKADE might have let that one slip.
Well, the bomb plant does commence, but two players fall in a very short fashion. SKADE, I think that victory came down to dupreeh's performance again. That two-piece salvaging the round for SKADE. So he's come up huge multiple times in the first 3 rounds so far. So I'm looking forward to what other performances he can bring out this match.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so much potential on the side of SKADE that we're already seeing turn up.
Buy round coming in for them. Let's see if they manage to make it work.
dupreeh wants to take charge in how he approaches things, takes away Chopper's head, and now he has to contend with one more. Okay, question mark? degster doesn't even get a chance to emerge from the smoke, and dennyslaw, it doesn't even matter that he's not hit his shots yet because his teammate has already carved out a 6th round, in my opinion.
And now Team Spirit are desperately trying to move towards mid. There is some space towards tunnel that want to take care of. For SHiPZ is nearby. That's going to be a spray down. Traded out by Team Spirit. It's mid to get himself on the board. But how much more can he do? Entry frag and dennyslaw and Rainwaker fade out. And that gives room for SKADE to move in. dupreeh. Nice angle into the back alley. KalubeR holding his ground. But what a swing by magixx. dennyslaw uses that AWP nicely, but dupreeh ends up falling near. He is able to find a few shots. That's going to be a couple of rifles recovered. dennyslaw needs to be careful, but it's Chopper with another swing. Be careful of the deagles.
Just a few mistakes coming out, just falling to a couple deagles, and honestly, I wouldn't even count them as macro-level mistakes from SKADE, because simple as that. Counter-Strikes is a very mechanics-heavy game, and just a few deagles going awry can
head on towards the B side, but SKADE aren't going to back out of it. They're going to hold things out directly in their faces. MP9 close by. dupreeh can't do that much, only fixates on the boots of magixx, and now it is magixx to aggress, looking for that shot into KalubeR, ends up dying instead. That could be a second. No, SumDieYoung able to deal with him, but it ships through the smoke to put a dent into Chopper's health. SumDieYoung, he wants to go for the bomb plant. It's not just going to be a touch, it's going to be the full commit. degster wants to aggress to gain control of a back alley. SHiPZ delivers as well. It's down to Mir, up against 3. dennyslaw knows the angle, and it's SKADE to get themselves back into winning ways.
Where Team Spirit initially thought that maybe slowing down their pace and allowing SKADE to exhaust their utility would be the right idea, that's sort of the recipe that doesn't work when you're playing up against a SKADE that doesn't have utility.
It's just like, this is a lot of information that isn't really over to SKADE right now, so Team Spirit can use this.
Yeah, they don't actually need to get the kill to make good use of it, and now SHiPZ is going to be caught with his pants down because he quickly has to reroute himself to check 2 angles. He eventually does fall to Chopper, but that's not before he gets a kill for himself.
And now Chopper on the back plank here will try and make his way back into the safety of Temple. dennyslaw with that AWP needs to check it quickly, or else it is Chopper to close up the gap. dupreeh's got his back though, and he knows he spotted out the foot, and there comes a headshot. degster all by himself. He's got bomb control, but what more else can he do? He's legged by the AWP. The repeat comes in from dennyslaw. Forward matter, but it definitely is their home ground, which they'll feel a lot more comfortable taking the win. But right now they look very, very comfortable. I don't think they want to leave Ancient. They're doing very well. Chopper, though, aggressive onto the B site, and for once in a while, SKADE don't really have direct access into it. They do try and inhabit back alley. KalubeR, why is that swing just so quick, so swift?
Oh my God.
So easy. dennyslaw misses out on the shot, so Team Spirit do have access towards its smoke to give them an extra alleyway for the bomb plot, but SHiPZ and dennyslaw continue to put bullets through their opponents. degster, as a final remark...
And this uphill battle, where I would normally say it's an uphill battle, it's more of a mountain. You got no climbing gear. It's basically a vertical wall at this point. But they've started to chip at it. Okay, SHiPZ no longer part of the conversation. magixx adds one more dialogue to the tally. Maybe they can still get away with one round at the very end as a consolation prize.
Ooh, okay, Team Spirit are actually winning out trades here. SKADE haven't been able to have too much of a say in this. Team Spirit really switching up the tempo of their approach. And I think it came down to SKADE's setup as well in that regard. So dupreeh can't really do that much. There's just so many angles that he had to take in that position. But I'm sure Rainwaker will want to have some fun at it. There's some damage that he can inflict, knowing that SKADE and degster are very, very low. But magixx is holding that corner, so I guess it could be on close proximities. Team Spirit, they're going to take this fight, and SKADE want a piece of this pie as well.
SKADE are going to move right in. They've got 3 players to contend with, but SKADE starts it off nicely. 3 players falling with nothing to show for it. Rainwaker, last man remaining, receives a slap to the back of the head. Cannot allow SKADE to get away with this ancient pick.
It's their own map pick, as you said. You know, a lot is on the line. Ooh, I like that. There was a chance for SKADE to do something there, but Team Spirit do hold their ground. Their setup there was a bit too robust to let such a push pass. And it seems it's going to be a fairly clean one, unless I just caster cursed it.
I mean, what's KalubeR even going to do with 22 points of health? Not a chance at the Glock.
To overwhelm them from one singular direction. Maybe you've got degster across spawn, but the rest of them going around tunnels.
Yeah, they had 3 players dedicated towards Donut, and they weren't able to peek out. So their resources early on in the retake that simply didn't work. Now, SHiPZ being able to take care of Team Spirit and being a thorn in the side, of course, means that it's a very difficult retake. So they've got to make the decision. Do they save this M4 and AUG? But they might just not have the chance. Mir, he starts to move in. He's gotten 2 kills, so this is still within the realm of possibility. Rainwaker being a little careless there. He gets picked up. SKADE is in as well, and SHiPZ is the last man remaining. So with only a few seconds left on the clock, they can still get the bomb and get the defuse.
Really good retake there from Team Spirit.
On now.
You know what, for us, I'd argue when SKADE did get themselves that quote-unquote A-site control, scratch that for a second, because dupreeh goes aggressive. He wants to kill, and Mir is able to bounce right back. KalubeR, he's flashed. That perfect flash from SKADE helps them out. And that is going to be the win across Mir. They do determine the dominance throughout it. And now it's just 2 players left from SKADE. Half the amount of players live on the server if you compare them to Team Spirit right now.
Nice shot from SKADE. Now, what I wanted to talk about here, Pavlos, is that, well, Rainwaker, does he have a chance here? No, I don't think so, does he? Yeah, he gets taken away. But yeah, what I was going to say there...
With that lost bonus, so let's see how it turns out.
Okay, once again, lots of damage being received before they even enter the bomb site. KalubeR gets taken away with a nade, and magixx is the only thing that is needed on the A bomb site to even take care of them. degster adds 1 more to the tally. dennyslaw and SHiPZ now desperately trying to find something, but SKADE will be disposing of SHiPZ. dennyslaw.
I'll deal with the rest. You pretty much are Gandalf in that position, saying you shall not pass through all the rotations and edge up with 8. They've just one up them. dupreeh onto the site. Not quite challenged. It's a spray down from magixx to give themselves such a good victory here. Chopper. Ooh, from afar, it's KalubeR, but bullets through his head, though, and SKADE finally, they have ground control, and they may want to get the bomb down. Rainwaker's so darn low, it's a nade to close his life. Oh no, this is getting tough. dennyslaw on site, what can you do? Re-smoking a position which he can feel safe about. Spray down from magixx, that's a lot of damage, and dennyslaw can't get the bomb down yet. Now he can, the retouch comes through, but the balancing of utility has been immaculate by Team Spirit, and they close out 1 kill after the other. SHiPZ trying to bring them back. magixx now boosts it up. Gets 1 kill. It's all down to KalubeR. What can you do? That's 1 kill. Tries to spray down against degster. KalubeR! Right, but it just came down into individual performances from SHiPZ and KalubeR to get them right back on track.
dupreeh, first man in. SKADE and Mir are trying to double up here on the A bomb site, and they should be able to do just that. But Rainwaker puts a quick dent in. degster gets 1. Chopper starts to chime in as well. And that's all shown us all the signs of a team that can definitely even end it out 16-14 if they play their cards right. And now SKADE, they want to overpower here on Donut. They've managed to pick up an AK-47 as well, and they'll be moving straight onto the A bomb site.
SKADE has to deal with 3 players just jumping out from a corner like that, which gives SKADE the advantage right now. Bomb can go down safely, though they're lacking in the utility when it comes to the post plant. Does make it difficult. Yeah, a couple of them are very low, so this is palatable from Team Spirit. This is doable. Just comes down to getting those field kills in the first instance.
especially with how much utility of their own that they have. But Chopper's still going to be taking a while before he can start to chime in. Team Spirit. Oh no, this backstab is perfect. Magixx though, he takes down Dexter, and there's an insurance policy. Duplicate has chimed in. It's Rainwaker and Chips to only have to hold off against Chopper, and with only about 10 seconds remaining on the bomb, Chopper needs to do something quick. He goes for a smoke. It misses. It hits the ledge, and now he's out in the open. He manages to line up one, but he still doesn't know where the last one is, and that is all his.
You into mistakes. Tough task. But it seems like SKADE has an idea about where the next push will come back from.
Yeah, and he switched over to the AWP as well, trying to throw a spanner in the works to make SKADE second guess themselves, and they might just have. Now, still unsure about where the eventual push is going to be, but at least they're going to challenge Donut early on. SHiPZ takes care of Mir. Now, they've only got one player remaining on the A bomb site, but they're still going to make it expensive in actually getting there.
And onto the A site they go. magixx holding down tunnel, so KalubeR has no access towards it. He goes for the swing eventually, but he loses out on the trade. degster as well puts a dent into the lineup. Rainwaker is all that SKADE have right now, and he's being approached by 3 very different angles. That's going to be the first, down to 2. And thankfully for him, magixx is very, very low, and SKADE isn't even approaching. This is really good from Rainwaker. This is doable, but he's not looking in the right direction at the right time. Or is that not right? magixx ends up falling 15 seconds. It's down to SKADE. Rainwaker, how do you deal with this? Goes for the bomb plant, and the molly falls in the right place. He walks right through it. He jumps up, and SKADE connects. They're expecting a push to come out from tunnels right now towards the left side of the map, which does leave the site uninhabited. But they don't have enough util for the after plant. That's all I have to say. magixx ends up falling after that trade. They want to get the follow-up of kills. degster with the AWP manages to put a dent into the lineup. Duplicate is able to answer right back. That could be some util collected from the bodies if they have the space, but it doesn't look like they have it. Duplicate turning his attention towards the backline, but May is able to pick him up down to 2v3. This Chopper slowly but surely makes his way onto the site. SKADE inhabiting back alley. Rainwaker expecting him to fall into place, but no, not quite quick enough. But do they expect ships from the same location as well? Now they know that's the information they require. Turns around for the kill, but now wants more of that pie. Smoke drop, that could be the defuse, but no, it's going to be the kill instead, and the defuse will follow suit.
Still drawing it down pretty close, and because
Quite going for the rush approach, so I think SKADE has heard some commotion when it comes to footsteps. Smoke's coming out from the entrances. Oh, but there comes the first kill from degster, and it looks like Team Spirit are reading onto this play. They're just leaning out of the smoke like that, and he still runs away with a kill. Bomb plant goes down in a semi-unorthodox position out into the open, but it is permitted at the end of the day. Spray down between the smokes. Now they need to get defensive position. SHiPZ puts a bullet through magixx, but dennyslaw needs to be careful. Not quite sure if he has been spotted, but if he has, he's in grave danger. SHiPZ, he's going for the backstab, and I think this is the crucial list of positions that SKADE have right now.
it's too late though, and SHiPZ realizes this. He's going to back off instead so he can have an AK-47 in the next round, allowing the defuse. No reason to throw away his weapon. Spirit?
Going in this regard, but they definitely need to bounce back here. This is their chance to close out their opponent's map pick, and they're going to take it. Duplicate aggression early on, but it's a flash again. The nades chime in for extra damage, and it's Team Spirit that seem to be the ones that want to take things to overtime.
The bells of overtime are chiming, and SKADE have to answer the call because Team Spirit, they're already halfway there. Chopper spots a foot. I think that's why he took a more conservative angle. Rainwaker, though, he still wants to try his hand at getting it to 16. magixx, he's already done so much damage. He's taken a few scratches in the midst of the battle as well. This should be a relatively easy cleanup for Team Spirit. I don't expect them to drop the ball here, especially with Chopper creeping in. Now he should be able to get the info. Okay, he's going to take the angle on mid instead. magixx eventually gets intercepted. The shot being missed by SKADE still puts it within the realm of possibility, but the nade will follow him home.
The bomb. Team Spirit will have the lineup across the board. SKADE with the MVP. It's the swing. Doesn't expect that angle. It's Chopper to get it.
Nothing too special coming their way. They're just going to hit the A bomb site and hope for everything to work out in their favor. At least they get in one piece this time. Not going to lose too many players. Duplicate starts things off amazingly.
Now they want to gain some ground control. Smokes out, but how does SKADE position from here? This is where they faltered on a couple occasions, and SKADE is smoked out deeply. That's what you need. Gain some tempo control, but at the same time, have your eyesight onto CT. KalubeR close by. No one will be approaching him yet. He knows there's someone nearby, but magixx the first one to put a shot from Team Spirit. 4 against 4. They'll slowly try and find all the information they require. They've got utility, but SKADE has none. In they go. Tunnel control they have. Chopper increasingly getting closer and closer to his kills, but time is dwindling. It's all down to KalubeR, but SumDieYoung knows exactly where he is, and they do have time. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I like how they started running.
When we approach the 1 minute mark, and as the incendiary does fade, magixx is going to have to move out of position. Smoke to give him some space to work with, but it's degster now with the AWP around the pillar, trying to do some extra damage. He just sits directly closer to duplicate, but it's KalubeR to finally get the finishing blow. 50 seconds, but they need to retrieve the bomb and get it down. magixx not being checked in copy yet. Now he has spray down onto Rainwaker, picks up another AK-47, doesn't even want to reload, and it's Smith coming in with a backstab. dennyslaw holds onto his life with a bomb now dropped. Can he do too much? Doesn't line up the second, but it's SumDieYoung that comes in with a pistol for the re-rotate, and it's Team Spirit to get themselves a 17th.
It seems like every time Spirit start to struggle, they have at least one player that can thread the needle, which they've honestly struggled on. Nice shot.
It's just too simple. It's just that simple. And magixx now across the smoke. The SKADE expect it. It's just looking tougher and tougher as time goes on, and it's heartbreaking if you're SKADE because he had such a great advantage here. magixx is just going to put their dreams in the gutter. Before he does that, make sure his opponents' bodies are left in the mud. SKADE left with 3 up against 5 in the final round of the first OT. Things are looking worse and worse.
SumDieYoung, this is one of the first times he actually ends up missing a shot on the A-bomb site. So this is kind of doable for SKADE. They still need control of Donut, and they're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. Yeah. Do they have to go all the way for the...
Bomb too far away,
oh,
and
no,
I don't think
SHiPZ
will be able to survive long enough. And you have Team Spirit now knowing exactly where he is. They can hold his ground. SHiPZ wants to hold back the rotations, but he's only one man, and he only has 1 AWP. There comes a swing. He's quick enough to react. That's going to be a free kill. I think they've just bought enough time. Now, Mir doesn't know exactly where his opponent is going to come from. I think we can see KalubeR slowly walking in. SHiPZ, he's not quick enough for that. Chopper, what a swing. And now it seems that Team Spirit know where the bomb is going to head. They've heard the footsteps, some damage inflicted, but KalubeR, he needs to check tunnels. He won't be able to do so in time. A favor. And it's unretrievable by SKADE. Let's have a look. SHiPZ will be the first man to contact. Flash drawn. That could have been lined up. That's going to be 1 kill, so heavy damage inflicted, but he does get the trades in the favor of SKADE initially, as he does make sure that Team Spirit have no control over mid.
So much damage on KalubeR, courtesy of that Molotov, but he can still thread the needle in that case. He's able to navigate around it, but you can see that both of these teams are incredible when it comes to playing the CT side. Terrorist, not so much. degster.
Well, degster, a few flashes to work with. They've just expended the last pieces of smokes that they have available for them. Spray down, not quite as good. Oh, it's the molly and the nade. There's nothing magixx can really do about that, and degster, he's going to be looking from the outside here. If they do cross his path, he may be able to retrieve a kill or two. But clashing against all 3, definitely a difficult endeavor. It's a swing by dupreeh to get themselves a victory. Finally having a say in this mapper.
Right now, SKADE are giving each other early run boost to get dennyslaw early information.
Oh no, you can't miss that. dennyslaw falls victim to a bullet. That hurts. And now Team Spirit have the advantage unless SHiPZ can shut it down. He is able to grab 1, but quickly falls straight after. Team Spirit still with the numbers, and that really hurts the CT side.
1 round and it would all be over. Rainwaker and dupreeh. Now they've got to get everything done all by themselves.
Slowly it's making their way in, but that also builds some time for Rainwaker to come across. Locked out of it. Team Spirit now have the control. They've also got a lot of utilities to still play around with. They can peek out, they can juggle momentum. Slowly, SKADE want to inch into this. They want to isolate this kills, but this is really, really tough. Flash out. On towards tunnels. He's heard that chopper is in this direction, looking for the kill. It's a pre-fire. There goes the 1 kill. Down to 2 versus 2. magixx from afar. It's Mir to connect the shot. Rainwaker now tries to line things up. It's Rainwaker to keep SKADE in the game.
That's too much damage from 1 member of the SKADE squad, and suddenly there's...
So you do have ships turned in this direction, but I think he just calls for KalubeR to take that action. But it does mean that they can aggress, and this makes a lot of difficulties for KalubeR. Now, he does try and get some extra damage as they do find multiple entries towards the A side, but it looks like Rainwaker, he's pinned it in. KalubeR ends up falling, so does Rainwaker. That is the round that Team Spirit needed. SKADE can't deliver. It's duplicate all by himself up against 4. He needs a dream. He needs a wonder performance, and degster with a lineup here is going to make it immensely difficult. One shot found, degster falls. Not the lineup that they needed. Well, but with a bomb planted, it makes things ever so difficult with duplicate. The more he waits, the more pressuring it becomes. And Team Spirit, they're not going to peek him. They're not going to fall under the same mistake that degster did moments before. Little by little, inch by inch, he's looking for it, but the juggle of movement has been required by Team Spirit. They take home their own map pick after what has been a roller coaster of a map. But we'll be seeing you come back right now onto Inferno's ahead onto the B site, uncontested, really, as duplicate is left behind the cross logs. I expect SKADE will be able to run away with a kill here. Duplicate not able to duplicate those kills. The chopper is able to put a bullet straight through his skull. So they are 4 against 4 heading in towards Banana. All the information available to them. They are missing one, and it is towards Cathedral, and it seems like SKADE want to take control of that. dennyslaw, though, hasn't had enough of this pie. He wants more of it, devour it whole. And right now, it's all down to magixx. Now, he does realize he's in a very difficult possession. I mean, he has the fuse kit at hand, which does make his situation a lot easier. Flash may be drawn, but he needs to react quickly. He needs those taps, but he's not able to retrieve them. And the close is much easier now, though there is a retaliation of nades, and magixx is so very low. So much pressure on this man's shoulders right now, but I think the most pressure falls onto Chopper because look at the rotation. He's moving out on time, but it's not in time because it's a time that SKADE will utilize to move onto the B site. Not quite anticipating KalubeR's swing there, and it looks like SKADE will be able to cross freely.
Can't believe that SKADE can make it look so one-sided at times against Team Spirit. They did it on Ancient, and even right now, it seems like they've got the bull by the horns. Team Spirit, 2 players on A, 2 more to join them, and Rainwaker will be the man that eventually creeps in to try to take their heads off. magixx, position telegraphed, and eviscerated. Another player to the tally. That could be a 3rd as well. degster is trying to keep things in close proximity, but Chopper and degster are the only 2 members remaining, and they didn't even get a chance at a retake, so that is double trouble.
And SKADE have all the information available, therefore they don't really need to stick around to the B sites, and they want to assist in closing out these remaining players. It's a good note, because that means that Team Spirit won't have too many riflery to work around it, though Chopper seems to be the man to survive, but SKADE still survive with 4 men themselves, so they're not too mad about that either. The onslaught, there's some movement going on towards Banana with the utility, but I think most of it is dedicated towards A, and they're going to move directly into it.
Oh, it's nearly a mowdown, but Rainwaker can quickly salvage it. Art smoked out. He's picked up another one as well, so he's doing all the utility all by himself. Now, Team Spirit, they're locked out of the A site, and once the bomb goes down, it's going to be nearly impossible to penetrate this fortress. At least they've got the silver lining of duplicate being low.
The kills are awaiting on site. SKADE, they're just going to have to be patient, waiting for them to move into place. Duplicate is the first man to fall, but he was the lowest health member either way. Rainwaker there to deliver right next to the bomb. He's just guarding it with his life. It is going to mean that every single player dies at the end of the round, but it's SKADE to get the win.
That was ideally played by SKADE. Oh, look at how
SKADE from
SKADE.
duplicate.
Oh no, there's no way they expect this. They're going to move right in, but this boost is the ideal recipe. It's what the doctor ordered, and Chopper can get away with a freebie. AWP to try to get the vertical angle. It's being pre-fired. A few more shots go in, but dennyslaw will try to reconnect. Ships eventually gets the tally equal.
Of the site, so therefore they can limit the positioning of that bomb plant towards the Coffin's angle ships. From a distance, there goes the shot that SKADE required. Now, it is Team Spirit from the outside looking in at this disadvantaged position. It really makes things tough for them, and it means that SKADE still have utility. Ships takes advantage of Rainwaker's flash and gets another kill, tallying it up to 3 in total, and some die young. Let's just realize that his teammates have died very young. There's not much you can do about it, apart from try and approach this further, but ships the swing just plays in location, with some die young considering rotation himself. Chopper will be there to greet them first. Some damage inflicted, fall back, but May ends up falling. That's going to be B-side control, and they've even got some space to work with, but Chopper's going to make this further pressuring. No utility for SKADE, which make things worse for them.
Still get it done, though. Chopper, duplicate glosses right over him. Chopper and degster is so low that, yes, it's still doable. But SKADE, they're going to have to hold on with all 4 hands. dennyslaw peeks right out. That's a
dear.
shot he was not allowed to miss. Threads the
dear.
needle, nearly gets it. Rainwaker, he needs to chime into the battle now. Can dennyslaw hit a no-scope this close? magixx is able to get him, and Rainwaker is there to stick around, try to stop the bomb defusal, but he's not going to peek out just yet. They're waiting. They're hoping that he peeks out eventually. He interrupts it. Is there going to be enough time? Not at all. No way. He's done it.
Rainwaker, the patience on this man. That's all they needed. You thought Team Spirit had a chance? Well, think again. The only man standing is degster, and he's in the midst of his falling.
Just even more dominant than Ancient, and this is them angry. They're a bull in a china shop. They are steaming from their noses. They're like, how dare you deny this 2-0? And dennyslaw, he's already going to get the first pick.
And, I mean, Chopper, yes, he's salvaging a weapon here, but I don't think SKADE are too worried about that. Okay, well, pressing W right now, and KalubeR will follow suit. Smoke out, Chopper tries to line shots through it, but doesn't seem to connect all that much. Just damage, but it's Rainwaker to eventually find that finishing blow. Bomb now planted, and some... I guess their lives don't really cost that much, apparently, if they're not able to afford the DLC yet.
Through them somehow, and I really don't expect them to do just that yet.
Well, degster, he had an inch of aggression there, and he'll take a mile. KalubeR shot down as well, not quite the finishing blow, and Mir looks to bounce back. Is 13 really the magic number, dennyslaw? That's a shot back in retaliation. With the bomb retrieval at play as well, Young deals with the viewers. I'll just be talking on top of it. Maybe shouting from time to time. And maybe say a very annoying joke. Good nade stack onto magixx. Ends up falling. Chopper. Even MP9. I mean, it's all down to Rainwaker here. And wouldn't be surprised if he runs away with an extra kill. Jumps down. Knows where Chopper could be. That could be an easy pickup. Ooh, but it's not Chopper.
We're going to have to hope for the best.
Slowly onto the A site. Smoke for the first mollies. They do try and progress, but it's me again to find himself a kill. Maybe that's a confidence maker. Maybe that's what they're required. You know, they close out the final round of the first half over on Ancient, so maybe they can do the same thing again. One round remaining in this half, and it's SKADE trying to battle for it, maybe to get themselves on the 14th, but Young will not permit that. Neither will Mir, and every single player of Team Spirit wants a piece of this pie, and SKADE have got a couple of reasons why they'd want to stick around to what they're holding right now.
Okay, bomb goes down. More than any early victories is probably the way to go.
Yeah, I think it is a good thing that they're trying to save this, and Team Spirit have smelt it. KalubeR will end up falling. Duplicate does put a dent into Chopper, but that's about it.
And with deagles on the other hand, I do still expect SKADE to do a fair bit of damage, but it's just nades being chucked like volleyballs down banana. It's Mir quite low. magixx doesn't even get a chance to see his assailant in that instance. dennyslaw moves right out with a deagle, and now they know that somebody might have crossed on over to sandbags. They've only left ships remaining, and Mir narrowly avoids that flashbang. It's gonna work out. Ships good for one, and that's all the damage.
Now heading towards long, onto Arch as well. Flash out towards B, keeping the SKADE players in that direction. Oh, Rainwaker, he's going to walk directly into the mouth of the shark. And now it's Team Spirit that has potential A-site control. And they do, not just potential, they have that control. It does mean that KalubeR runs away with an extra kill here, but an AK-47 retrieve makes things do.
And numbers.
dennyslaw not quite spotting out Chopper in that location. KalubeR as well. That's going to be the spray down onto them quickly. 1-2 snatch up. SKADE, they work things out with the save of the Kevlar, with the buy up of the deagles, with the nade stack on Banana.
Spirit have gotten brackets control, but since they haven't gotten any information on the A-side players, oh, that's terrible for magixx. He looks away right in the nick of time, and that brings it down to degster to try to reclaim. He's picked up an AK-47 as well, but what can they even do with only 30 seconds? Do they save here? Do they bank on potentially getting the A-site? They still have to get past 2, and I don't think it'll be very fruitful for them.
I think they're going to go for it. They feel like there's no other result to this matter apart from just getting the win here, and they're going directly into the A side. They're able to succeed with the first kill. KalubeR does show his ground, though. AK-47 at hand. He can deal with them, but it's a double deagle shot from Chopper to put Team Spirit back in this round.
Chopper could have...
Now, they cannot repeat those same mistakes. 2 rounds away from victory. 10 between themselves and their opponents. They need to keep it at that. Reachable. But Rainwaker is here as a decoy. He's here basically to gain that early information. KalubeR looks to fall back. It ends up that Rainwaker falls in a timely fashion. magixx wants to regress, but KalubeR eventually puts a bullet through his skull. Mir is there to collect the pieces. The rifles will be salvaged, but it's Team Spirit to gain themselves another victory.
It's crazy how the rounds exponentially get harder for SKADE as the game progresses. Team Spirit just have some kind of slow starter mentality where they don't really perform too well early on, but then they come right back into it.
KalubeR, poor man, is going to deal with all 5.
The stand-in, trembling in his boots as he hears the march coming his way, but he's not a little boy, he's a man, and he's able to get Chopper in the process. I did think he was going to line up a couple more. I think he's done the job that he was meant to do.
But that job required overperformance, really. Something that you can't really expect from KalubeR in that position. But if SKADE wanted to do further damage and keep Team Spirit in a really tough spot economically, okay, Rainwaker just connected a shot through the wall, through the smoke. Interesting. Okay, well, SKADE, they're going to just try and challenge for some extra weapons, maybe. Not allow Team Spirit to have too much economy left in their bank accounts. dupreeh may be able to achieve that. Well, magixx does hold this ground. And he will survive. But it's still Team Spirit starting to close up that gap. And 6 rounds in between the two is a lot less than a 10 or 11. 2 duels that he won, they were the most recent ones.
Rainwaker, maybe he can get the advantage here. SDY, he's going to fall quickly. He does live true to his name and dies very early on in the round. KalubeR
in behind Cubby, just in case Team Spirit do elect to go from that direction, but no, instead they turn their attention towards short, and KalubeR, they want to deal with it. And this duplicate actually put that deagle to good use. And there you have it, SKADE with a deagle round. 1 round is all they require, but Team Spirit gonna test them. They're going to make this very, very difficult. KalubeR there. That's going to be the lineup. 1 shot goes their way. 1 kill to be precise. Rainwaker is able to retaliate as Team Spirit are stopped in their tracks. Bomb does drop towards pit, meaning that they only have 1 way to go. And that's the A site. SKADE bringing in the rotations for reinforcements. Rainwaker in this corner, not quite shot down. He's going to move out of place now to find an alternative angle to deal with this. 1 minute remaining and Team Spirit may have space, but SHiPZ is going to try and suffocate them further. Some die young. He's considering the swing, but for now is going to hold his line. SHiPZ will come from above. Takes a lot of damage in the process. Deagle drawn out from degster, and that's going to help him find out that finishing glow. 50 seconds. Duplicate on the backstab. Rainwaker delivering his side of things. Some die young all by himself, but I think this is all she wrote. The chapter is coming to an end, and Some die young wants some piece of this pie, but it's just not given. SKADE are just too greedy. They're going to take all of it. 16-9. It took them a while, but they finally get the map, and we'll be seeing you over in Mirage to see how this series progresses. It is myself, xWarrior, and well, Deity by my side to cast this one around, as it does seem like Team Spirit seem to be slightly favored when it comes to the Pinnacle odds.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Orange, you glad?
The A site. SKADE have got multiple players onto this proximity. They are going to get that bomb down as well. KalubeR eager to gain control of the CT side. They are waiting that flash though, and Chopper may be able to take advantage of that. dennyslaw will eventually fall. KalubeR looking to line things up. The flash eventually comes in by Rainwaker and gives KalubeR the victory. Just like that, they do get themselves most of the kills, but Some die young eager to do further damage. 2 against 2. Team Spirit may have been able to recover this unfortunate position. Unfortunate? New word. But they are moving in, and Duplicate does go for the swing, giving him the victory with that P250 Franklin. degster from above, jumping, looking for the shot onto Rainwaker, but not given. SKADE. In they go. Smokes across the board. SKADE, they just want to jump right into the axe and magixx with some damage with a better weapon this time around. Ends up dying. A lot of damage has been inflicted, and Mir may be able to go for the cleanup duty. Nades across the board. Team Spirit can't have enough of them. It's a molly to close out Chopper's life, and HG's just splash them down further. And now they're so soft that SKADE can just flick their finger and they'd be getting the kills. Some die young, the only man standing, and has to face against 4. You thought the hold looked good. You thought they did initial damage. But guess what? SKADE, they answer right back.
He's hoping to God that he doesn't get spotted here, but eventually he has to get a kill, so he does. When he tries to cross over, there's definitely going to be some bullets. Oh, a bit narrow, isn't it? You can kind of spot him if he crosses over. But now, as they step away from the bomb site, he does get a chance to tuck that M4 into his back. 4-0. Have we seen anything like this, Pavlos?
I wonder for us. I am not sure. Big nade.
Duplicate's receiving quite a bit of damage here through the wall, but now
But he
they're going to
doesn't
move right in.
Into the side he goes, but it's Mir to deal with him nicely. Now SKADE wants to continue with that spree of tempo that they've created. But it seems like being shut down initially. degster able to deal 1 kill onto SHiPZ, but now KalubeR and dennyslaw are on their retreat. They're after these players. Now Chopper, he's the only man left onto the B side. I don't think SKADE know this. He hasn't shown his position yet. He wasn't the one with the kill. Oh, that molly's perfect though. Falls right into place. Extra damage onto dennyslaw, but eventually it's KalubeR with a closer. SKADE have the numbers. They've got B-site control, and Team Spirit are locked outside onto market.
And it's very easy for magixx and degster to fall here because Molotov goes a bit wide, isn't too easy, but getting actually coming out of the window will be next to impossible. But I thought KalubeR was on the case. Do they eventually aggress though? They don't really have too much HP to work off of, but the silver lining is dennyslaw being low as well. magixx and degster now good for just 1 AK spray down, and that should be all she wrote. dennyslaw catches, they're scratching their heads.
Are they scratching their heads? Are they banging their heads on the tables? Rainwaker, dry peek, that's not going to be fruitful. SKADE and magixx are putting some dents into this lineup. Duplicate is mad. 3 of his teammates have died, but as an effort to jump away, degster retrieves him in the sky. SHiPZ all by himself now, looking for that extra kill, but not going to be given.
And that's all the leeway they need, and yeah.
The B site is open. They'll take it. Well, no Chopper from short will do some damage. SHiPZ holding his ground towards mid, deals with degster. That's the AWP dropped. That's some mid control that Team Spirit need to account for if they want to go for that rotation. And SHiPZ is just going to stick around in under. And right now, SKADE, he's paranoid. dennyslaw holding down apartments, going to be able to deal with him very nicely, very quickly, effectively. So SKADE don't need to worry about him anymore. What SHiPZ?
Because now they're once again going to be down in terms of money. It's not going to be a very fruitful buy, and oh no, not the AWP as well. That was one of the crutches they...
SKADE, you're all in very dangerous waters here. You've challenged Team Spirit substantially, and you've made them tremble, you've made them shake. You've made them feel like there's no ground underneath their feet, but now it looks like, of course, scouts are at play, and Mir with 1 will get challenged, but he's got an idea where SHiPZ may come from, and he's got the timing. That's going to be a quick headshot AK to be collected. I mean, it hasn't happened yet, so I might have cursed it, but still.
Not sure why Rainwaker worth of weaponry actually about 6100. That's the best case outcome. He's also got $10,000 already.
Let's see if they can carry on through. Can they recover from the loss they've retrieved earlier? Magic aggression in mid. He's been spotted, but not quite able to be capitalized upon. Rainwaker does take damage, but he finds the shutdown, and that's what matters.
Player nudged into the cubby here on mid, on bench.
Oh, Rainwaker. There's no way Chopper checks this, is there? And that's going to be a free kill. Maybe the second, no, but that's information recovered. They move towards B, or at least they obfuscate that they do. SHiPZ moving up towards apartments. No, apartments? Yeah, they're moving directly towards B, but SKADE spots them out. 2 versus 2. This is doable for Team Spirit. Moving out of Palace won't be spotted, at least until they enter the site. degster looking away in case there's a flash. Okay, so they know where degster is coming from. dennyslaw goes for the wild shot. Bomb planted, now recovers into a different position. KalubeR will convert onto his location, pre-fires that angle, and degster ends up falling. All down to SKADE. Did they make the wrong decision? Are they going in 1 by 1, and we'll count for it with their life? SKADE needs to recover. Audio key given out on KalubeR.
In the cards, Pavlos, and that is a scary prospect. Mir doesn't get a chance to aggress. That flashbang will deter him, and Rainwaker's bullets will be the stopping force. Chopper will have to play around the smoke very effectively.
Well, oh dear. Okay, Chopper. He's going to have assistance of a flash of degster that just comes down to diamond soon as smoke fades, and he won't have that timing available to him because Duplicate's been able to deal with him quickly. And now degster's all by himself. Calls for reinforcements frantically, but in the crushed radio, it all just sounds like stuttering. SKADE have just dismantled them over and over again, and Team Spirit have no answers. magixx has been spotted. He's dreadfully low. Tries to reconfigure with one of his teammates, but that's all they can do. Save those weapons. Because SKADE will be getting themselves inevitably a 12th round in this half.
The Bells of 13 will be playing on the terrorist side, so if you're going to go for a comeback, the T side is probably the way to go, because it's simply a lot... Oh no, magixx. But what I was going to get at is that It's much easier to go for a comeback on the T side because you can simply get so many freebie rounds when the CTs have to save up for additional utility.
When it comes to the start, they start things off guns blazing. Duplicate, close proximity to some guy young. It just depends on who has the right pre-firing position. Duplicate's just too quick. He's too quick. And some guy young, well, he dies early. And all of a sudden, SKADE have numbers that they can unfold into a round victory. Still spread out, they need to convert into a position where they can come out ahead. But it seems like SHiPZ is ready into exactly what magixx wants to get into. KalubeR is there to assist them. Even though that SHiPZ is down to 3 points of health, things are falling into place for the Bulgarians. And Team Spirit frantically need to make a quick decision to stay in this round.
degster, everything's going to come down to him, but he'll be very pressured as 3 players start to move into his angle. There's for the info. Maybe they can still catch him out. degster doesn't get a chance to have a say in the matter. Mir, though, he's still good for 2, and now is still doable. They've spotted both of the players from the Team Spirit squad, and they're chasing the bomb frantically. They want to be able to take one down, but the AK lineup will commence, and dennyslaw takes both home.
Inferno, let's bear witness to what they have in store for us today. Sundai Young looks to aggress directly into jungle, and it seems like dennyslaw doesn't want to have anything to do with it. Duplicate ends up falling, but Rainwaker's there to retaliate back. He wants some shots to fly in, but dennyslaw now rotated towards ticket booth. Has to deal with a swing from Palace. magixx does receive some bit of damage, but not quite the finishing blow. dennyslaw does receive shot, but dennyslaw is just too clean, but not clean enough to receive degster. 2 against 2. Rainwaker on towards connector, but Mir's got his number. SHiPZ now from Palace has made his way back up. He will touch the bomb. He's got a kit. Hasn't actually touched the bomb. He's got a smoke to work with. Will he go for the ninja? Maybe he wants to get a kill first before he does that, but falls victim to degster's bullets. That's going to be short, and you can see Molotovs being replied in that regard. So SKADE right now think that maybe Catwalk is being approached, but no. Say ramp. Emir's dealt with one so far. Can he find another duplicate? Reposition, smoke out. But that is Mir appearing now from connector. SKADE, they got played like a fiddle, and Team Spirit will take a very simple strategical round for them.
Even at half end. Ooh. magixx, I don't see how he survives that. No, he doesn't.
No.
Just the pressured air from the bomb exploding has killed him. Once again on double WP duty. Molotov to convince Mir out of his spot, and that allows dennyslaw to quickly pick him up. Nicely
Standard.
done. Once more.
Standard.
Ooh.
Oh, dennyslaw. He's just going for just simple plays that he's done over and over again. A tried and tested SKADE technique to give them 2 free kills. Rainwaker all by himself now on site as KalubeR ends up falling. But he'll be able to deal with them. degster, what can you do with the AWP? Work your magic, man. But no magic will be returned. It is with that AWP. So much impact can be found with a shot. Double scopes in. That's damage inflicted. But from the box, so many bullets flying out. He can't quite find it. That's the kill that Team Spirit require. Now, duplicate locked in sandwiched in quite literally. dennyslaw finding 2 kills and duplicate emerging from the shadows. Oh my word, Rainwaker looked to join the fray, and there you have it, SKADE. You can see smiles and satisfaction in their faces. Their job is